Some people are obsessed with getting as many trophies as possible. They will even play games they have no interest in just because the particular title has an easy-to-nab platinum trophy. A couple of them only take a few hours, while some of the more involved ones take more time but are still easy to obtain. While there are certainly plenty of mindless, cheaper games on the PlayStation Store, seemingly designed just to give people an easy platinum trophy on the PS5, most of the games are also big titles that will give players emotional fulfillment in addition to the platinum trophy. Welcome to Game Rant, everyone. My name is Geoffrey. In today's video, I'll be highlighting 10 PS5 games that offer easy-to-get platinum trophies. Number 10, Dark Sauce. There are many cute platformers present on the PS5 that players can check out for themselves, with Dark Sauce being one such title that is worth a quick romp if nothing else. Players control an adorable pig as they guide him through a series of levels to steal treasure from a dragon's hoard. Simply completing the game while dying a bunch of times in the process is more than enough to secure the all-important platinum. It's a relatively pain-free way to attain an achievement that other games will torture players over, and it helps that the game itself is pretty engaging in its own right. Number 9, Storm Boy. An interactive experience based on a book of the same name written by Colin Thiel, Storm Boy is a unique experience that fans should check out if they want to relax with a fairly easy video game. Most of the gameplay takes place in the form of quaint minigames, and players will love the heartfelt nature of the game and its art style. It's also a really game and an easy one to get a platinum, with the bulk of the effort involved in just moving through the title and finishing it in around half an hour or so. It's a simple and fun experience that fans can check out if they don't want to get into a hardcore time commitment. Number 8, Milo's Quest. A top-down 2D game that is very much inspired by the classic Zelda series, players who love adventure games, puzzles, and dogs will get a kick out of playing Milo's Quest. It's a fun distraction for players to become invested in if they're seeking out something to bide their time with the platinum coming after around an hour or so of play. Players who want to check out everything the game has to offer may possibly stretch the game to 2 hours, but that's really about it. The title is simple and heartfelt, making it worth checking out for any fan of old-school video game experiences. Number 7, Astro's Playroom. This game comes packed with every PlayStation 5 console. It is a small 3D platformer and uses its playtime to celebrate the history of PlayStation, while also serving as a great showcase for the DualSense controller. Those who had PSVR will recognize these characters from Astro Rescue Mission. Obtaining the platinum basically amounts to beating the game while finding all the collectibles, which won't take players too long. Maybe a collectible or two will require a guide, but the levels are small enough so players definitely won't get lost. Number 6, Stray. It is difficult not to love Stray for how accurately it depicts the life and mannerisms of a cat. It also has a relatively short campaign, so most can beat it in just a couple of sittings. For those who are after trophies, a platinum trophy can be earned in almost as long as it takes to beat the game, as long as one uses a trophy guide to know what to look for. Players can either try to do it all in their first playthrough, or use the initial run to enjoy the story, and then go back for the trophy cleanup on a second playthrough. The gameplay is pretty relaxing, and the world building is excellent, and, of course, there's no need to convince players why controlling a cute cat would be such a magical experience. Number 5, Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales. Insomniac Games was pretty clear that Miles Morales is not a sequel to 2018's massively successful Marvel Spider-Man. As such, the title is not as long and has a smaller scope than its full-length predecessor. Getting the platinum requires doing all of the side content and then beating the game a second time. While this does seem like a lot, beating the game a second time only takes a couple of hours if players zoom their way right through the story. Going through Miles Morales twice is also easy simply because the game is just so darn fun and engaging. Number 4, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. The Ratchet & Clank franchise came back strong after a notable hiatus with Rift Apart. In addition to its surprisingly emotional story, the gameplay is as smooth as the series has ever been, even if it doesn't add a lot to the overall formula. Like most 3D platformers, there are collectibles to gather, and these contribute to getting the trophies. Then there are certain challenges related to the game's weapons. Many of them are obtainable without even thinking about it. For the collectibles, just use a guide and it won't be a problem. Number 3, Life is Strange True Colors. The Life is Strange games are all about narrative-driven adventuring. There is not a lot in the way of game challenge, and most of the gameplay comes down to decision-making. All the same, earning the Platinum Trophy still forces players to find some collectibles scattered throughout the campaign. This can all be done in a single playthrough though, by using a guide or a walkthrough. Some players might want to save it for a second playthrough, using the first run as just a way to enjoy and soak in the nice story. Number 2, A Plague Tale: Innocence. This narrative-driven action-adventure game doesn't present much in the way of challenge, which already makes it a great candidate for an easy PS5 Platinum Trophy. In addition to beating A Plague Tale: Innocence, nabbing the Platinum Trophy also includes doing a specific action during each chapter and getting all the collectibles. Play the game with a guide, and players should have no trouble getting the Platinum. The last thing to do is fully upgrade your sling and equipment, which is easy to do as long as players collect all the supplies they find in each chapter. Those who have yet to play this game should do so definitely before diving into its great sequel, A Plague Tale: Requiem. Number 1, Bugsnax. A lot of people didn't really take the time to play Bugsnax, which is a definite shame. The game's charming aesthetic as players capture a bunch of bugs on an island is pretty welcoming, and the story is surprisingly engaging. It lulls players into a false sense of security before serving up a rather shocking revelation, which I wish I could spoil here, but I'm not going to. Let's just say strawberries. Players are encouraged to go into this game blind if they've never played or heard of it before. It won't disappoint, and most people won't take too long to get the Platinum Trophy either. And there we have it, everyone, 10 PS5 games that offer easy Platinum Trophies while also offering fun game experiences. Thank you so much for checking out this video from Game Rant. Have a truly wonderful and happy day. See you in the next video. Bye bye.